Today, I want to talk about marijuana and why it's good that Canada wants to legalize it. Let's start with medical marijuana. It's legal in Canada and it's helping a bunch of people. Medical marijuana can be used to treat cancer, chemo patients, those who are suffering from multiple sclerosis, arthritis. Essentially, you name the illness and there's a good chance marijuana can help. And why is it that this plant is so good when it comes to curing disease? Simple. It has 3 beautiful side effects: happy, hungry, sleepy. And think about it. When you're sick, often enough, if you're very ill, you will have trouble to sleep. And what better for your illness than good quality sleep? Marijuana helps you there. Second, when you're sick, you often have a loss of appetite. Again, marijuana helps. And third, when you're high, you're generally more happy, generally in an elevated mood, and your way of thinking is not so worried with everything that stresses you out. So again, from a recovery standpoint, what is easier to heal? A happy body or a miserable, stressed body? Even better, marijuana has no side effects and no overdoses. Honestly, for how many pills out there can you say that there are no side effects or no risks of overdosing? Marijuana offers both, okay? But anyway, enough of me talking. Let's look at actual results with actual patients.
The Figgies finally found an answer. It was awful news. Dravet syndrome. It is severe, intractable epilepsy. The seizures start during the first year of life and are unstoppable, difficult to control, and very damaging.
It's horrible seeing these videos when I'm deployed.
It was his 5-year-old daughter, Charlotte, seizing. Diagnosed with a severe form of epilepsy, she was having 300 seizures a week. Each attack so severe, it had the potential to kill her.
It was exciting and very nerve-wracking.
Holding Charlotte in her arms, Paige waited. An hour ticked by, and then another, and then another.
She didn't have a seizure that day, and then she didn't have a seizure that night.
Did you sit there and look at your watch? And...
Right, I thought, this is crazy. And then she didn't have one the next day, and then the next day, and I thought, she would have had 100 by now.
I can't tell you what that means to us.
Get you, doesn't it, a little bit?
If it doesn't get you, something's wrong with you. She lived her life in a catatonic state. Now her parents get to meet her for the first time. What a revelation.
Yeah, kitty.
The child who had had 300 seizures a week was now down to just 1 every 7 days.
I have multiple sclerosis. I mean, just look at me. Is it not blatantly obvious that I have just enjoyed however many tokes? I look happy. I'm never, I need my marijuana. That's stupid.
The medical power of marijuana is incredible. Despite all of this, our federal health minister still wants you to believe that it is not medicine.
So, frankly, I'm outraged by the Supreme Court and the court ruling 10 years ago, which now means that we have, again, this message that normalizes a drug where there is no clear clinical evidence that it is, quote unquote, a medicine. It is not an approved medicine by Health Canada.
Really? Not a medicine? Well, consider this. In 2013, we spent $417,000 to help veterans with medical marijuana. In 2014, we spent 10 times that amount to reach $4.3 million in medical marijuana to help veterans. So here we are paying veterans medical marijuana, and on the other hand, you have our federal health minister saying it's not a medicine. That, my friends, is the illogical, unfactual, and plain frankly, the way of thinking for the conservatives. Marijuana is also safer than alcohol. And for that reason, there is a very strong case to be made for its use as a recreational drug. Now let it be known that there is nothing wrong with the use of recreational drugs. Since the dawn of time, we have been experiencing with how to change our state of mind. And that's something that I realized a couple years ago, that there is nothing wrong with getting high or getting drunk on a Friday night. As with all the things, moderation is the key. But whenever you say recreational drugs, or drugs for that matter, people jump the gun to drug addiction. And yes, drug addictions are very bad. Whether you're addicted to marijuana or alcohol, the results are not going to be good. But here's a problem in our society, is that we focus all the negative addictions to only drugs. For example, you could be addicted to video games, to pornography, to fast food, and any of those three addictions will have horrible results. They could have worse results than someone who's addicted to marijuana, for example. And even worse addictions than that, power and money. Mr. Harper falls under that category. He is addicted to both power and money, and look at the damage that that has done. But back to this idea of using marijuana as a recreational drug. Me, for example, 2 years ago, I decided to make that switch. 2 years ago, I decided that I was no longer gonna get drunk and I was gonna get high instead. And since those days, everything has been awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I don't miss alcohol one bit. And on the other hand, marijuana enables me to be unstressed, to be happy. It gives me this great creative thinking when I'm high. And marijuana also accentuates who you are. And that, my friends, can be something pretty amazing. So for example, when I'm high, I think of everything that I love. I think of soccer, I think of my master's degree, I think of everything that's going on that passions me. And again, what cannot be better to get individuals to be passionate? So, marijuana, a hell of a recreational drug, and I support its use in moderation, because truly, for all those who are stressed out there, this little plant could do you a lot of good. A third argument that can be made towards the legalization of marijuana is the fact that we will be generating so many tax dollars. We will be generating taxes off the people who are working in the marijuana trade, because just like us, they will have to pay taxes on their revenue. We will be generating taxes from the sale of marijuana. So the sales tax alone off that product, and also because there more than likely will be an additional tax on marijuana, just like we have right now for alcohol. And in Colorado, they have a sales tax of 2.9% and a marijuana tax of 25%. So for every dollar that consumers spend on marijuana, 25% will be going to our government. Again, why would you complain? That's money that you can spend on educating people about marijuana. That's money that we can spend in our schools. That's money that we can put towards our hospitals. more importantly, that's money that's not being funneled into criminal activities and criminal organizations. Rather, it's money that we will be funneling in our soon-to-be better government. Currently, marijuana is illegal, and because of that, marijuana is dealt by criminals, and that is very wrong. From a government standpoint, they are responsible for the well-being of each citizen. It doesn't matter who you are, what your race is, what your language, what your background, it doesn't matter. So from a marijuana user standpoint, which is healthier for me? The government or criminals regulating this substance? Well, it's pretty obvious that it's the government. And that's one of the beauties of legalizing marijuana, is that now, whenever I go buy marijuana, I'll know the dosage and I'll know that it's clean. Finally, I'd like to talk to you about hemp. Hemp is quite similar to marijuana. Really, it's the same plant, except hemp doesn't produce any of the flowers that get you high. So when they decided to ban marijuana because it got you high, they also decided to ban hemp, which doesn't get you high. Anyway, after 70 or so years of prohibition, let me introduce you to hemp.
New billion-dollar crop. Hemp was touted as being able to produce more than 5,000 textile products from its thread-like fiber and more than 25,000 products from its cellulose, ranging from dynamite to cellophane. Its superiority as a source for paper was also becoming known, especially with the development of hemp processing equipment.
It opens a whole new market. It opens a whole new market on every level.
You can harvest off the seeds, you can harvest out the inner pulp and the end of long stem fibers.
The fiber itself is the strongest natural fiber in the world.
All the clothes I'm wearing today for this interview are hemp. All the clothes I actually always wear are made out of hemp. Been so since probably '94 when I realized I could buy clothes made out of organic fibers that lasted longer than cotton.
You can eat hemp seeds and it contains all the essential amino acids and fatty acids. It makes fuel. You can make biodiesel out of it.
Hemp is an excellent source for biofuel. There are so many hundreds of strains of industrial hemp that you can grow hemp almost anywhere in the world. Not everywhere in the world, but almost everywhere in the world. So just that alone makes it a resource for fuel. It's the highest quality paper there is. I mean, it's archival quality. Hemp paper that you find in the museums that are hundreds of years old haven't even yellowed. This is the only industrialized country in the world that doesn't grow industrial hemp. I mean, think how crazy it is that we can eat the product, we can sell the product, we can wear the product, we can export the product, import it, manufacture it, everything but grow it. We can't grow this thing. It's criminal.
As far as human beings are concerned, it's probably one of the most useful plants ever, if not the most useful plant ever, and it's illegal.
Just imagine how much our economy will benefit when we finally remove the ban on hemp, a plant that nearly has 25,000 potential products. Whether you like it or not, I will smoke pot. But now, it's up to you to decide if I fund criminals or not.